Can you tell us a bit more about this challenge, the legal challenge to the fact that the consultation is closing on the 26th of July? It's not easy to get your views across, especially when you don't have a smartphone to read the QR code.
And just Jim, I think as well, Jim's just next to Lee. Sorry, that's just giving you extra exercise.
Thank you, Martin. Not sure who to direct this one to, but just a little story. Last night, Kevin, doing the petition, he came into my pub, we were playing pool, some young lads there, and they poo-pooed the whole thing because they said automation is inevitable. So, can anybody on the panel give me some good suggestions as to what to say to people like that who say it's going to come one day or another, automation's inevitable? Thank you.
There's Jim, just one, I promise I'll come back to you about your petition. Just the lady in the red shirt, sorry I don't need an apology.
Hi, I'm Pam. I just wanted to ask...
Just read the mic and then, sorry.
I just wanted to ask Mick, it was just amazing to see him at the BMA last night on the telly. Why do you think you were invited by the BMA, and what advice were you able to give the doctors?
Okay, so I'll just answer those three and then we'll come back with some more, I promise. So first one was Elaine's, and then Jim's, and then Pam's.
I'll do it. Yeah, the legal challenge, well, there's a few legal challenges that are being mooted. So the main one that I've heard about, we were with Andy Burnham on Tuesday in Manchester, a big meeting like this one. Loads of people from different accessibility groups and all the rest of it, and they were pushing the idea that we should have a social model of accessibility, which we're signed up to. Disabled people should expect to be able to turn up and go. So they've had a KC, as I have to call them now, I keep saying QC, but a KC, talk about the Equalities Act, the Disability Discrimination Act, but also the original Railways Act, which gave some provision for disability access and how the railways have got to provide for an open access facility. Now that's we're not taking that because that's a user's case, it's the passengers and the communities. And so some of the northern mayors are, so I think Tracy in North Yorkshire, or West Yorkshire rather, Liverpool, Manchester, Peterborough and Cambridge I think. So it's spreading into the south. I don't think Sadiq Khan's into it because Sadiq Khan, being the type of Labour politician that he wants to shut all the booking offices in London. But there you go. So you can guess where his bread is buttered. But there are some other people thinking about legal cases as well, about the structure of the consultation itself. 21 days. I mean, we've got to have 500,000 postcards printed. By the time you get that done, get meetings organised, they're really, this is what Malcolm X called it, a controlled show. They're controlling this 21 days. On Tuesday, they'd already had 100,000 formal responses. That's written responses from the public, impromptu, that we facilitated mainly. We're hoping it will be 150,000. There's a petition with 150,000 on, there's local petitions. But that's the equalities legislation one that I understand to be the case. Jim's one about automation. Well, automation is inevitable. Everything gets automated in the end. I mean, since I've been in engineering, I used to install machines, ironically, in a union environment that would put other people out of work, new machinery. That's the way the world is. But of course, those are in union environments where you've got agreements, and I'm going back to the Waffin dispute and things like that. Hopefully you get an agreement on change rather than an imposition and everyone gets put out of work. But what you will get in the future, it's you that's automated in the end. And a lot of young people don't realise how much they're being controlled by the oligarchs, the people that are wealthy. Now that's not just a big conspiracy theory, but people who don't live on the web or don't live through algorithms, they are more liberated than the rest of us. They don't know that you're under control. And some older people in our community and people that refuse to be controlled in this way actually feel more liberated. And what's going on here is that they're being forced to comply. And you can either comply or be locked up in your house and not be able to go anywhere. And that includes bus travel, even taxi travel in the future. You won't be able to get it without being automated. We're being automated, not the system. It's the system that's automating us. But you still get the accessibility, and it's great, you know, when you're young, 22 years old, using the apps and being able to move around. when you've got a dependent relative, your mother or one of your relatives, or when that happens to you, then you start to miss the accessibility. But also, if they've got sisters or people or women that are using the system, they want to know that they're safe and secure. If you've got a relative that's finished a night shift or going on a super early morning shift and there are no staff, you've got a very alienated environment. Now, when you're young, you probably don't get that because you think you're the cock of the walk or whatever. But there's a lot of other people who feel the value of having the human touch, and I think that's what we've got to remember. What I said to the BMA Pam was...
Sorry to interrupt, and hate me for this. I'm not royal, don't get angry at me. Just Jamie's got to go.
All right.
We've got to catch another train, so I just want to say bye to Jamie. So I think